Hello and welcome to Of the Season, where we look at the best of the first and the last of the worst. Now, sometimes it's hard to talk about a show, because the show might be too perfect, like Daria, to really allow you to make jokes, or because there's not something to pluck humour from, like with Dilbert. And of course, you also have things like Adventure Time and the regular show, where you just end up going,
What the hell was that?
Men in Black, the animated series, is close to being one of those kinds of shows. It almost escapes critical scrutiny, and it's not entirely protected from having a little fun poked out of it. But of course you might be asking, if this show's such a challenge, then...
What are you going to do?
Well...
I'm going to do the best I can.
So let's look at Men in Black, the animated series. We open on the episode, The Long Goodbye Syndrome, as a group of firefighters are trying to rescue a cat from a tree, only to interrupt her by Agents J and K. I just realised if I say their names together too quickly, it's going to end up sounding like I'm joking.
That's an undocumented Mercurdian sporting non-department issue concealment.
Nothing is what it seems.
You tell me that's the best disguise that an alien could do? I mean, that cat doesn't even look anywhere close to natural. Its eyes are green and it just has black dots for pupils. You'd think you'd do better to blend in with his surroundings.
Your mangy tail back to outer space.
Would you look at that? Jay better hope that this doesn't end up in Evil Dead territory, who's going to see nature's version of the film Deliverance. Eventually, the alien sheds its disguise to reveal a member of Godzilla's family, apparently.
Here.
Apparently, the Men in Black are getting their equipment from the Tall Man. Ending that out, we go into the intro. And all I can say about this is, bask in it, people. This may be one of the best intros coming out of the 90s. Sure, there are a lot of contenders for that top spot, but this has to be a frontrunner. The pounding bass line, its slight electronic feel, the way that it changes as it goes on, it's kind of hard not to love it. We open on New York City, where we get a rather clear shot of the Twin Towers. And I'm just really hoping they won't have a scene like they did in the Ghostbusters series. Because that was really awkward. We catch up with Kay quizzing Jay about alien species.
What's the distinguishing characteristics of a Rainisian schizoid?
No sweat. Cheesehead dude with 17 digestive systems.
Wrong. That's an Aborian schizoid.
This is kind of one of the best parts of the show, that they pull a Maris on the audience, with aliens being described and not seen, so you end up with lines like this.
If you're gonna tangle with a schizoid, you better know how to cuff them.
By the wrists?
Schizoids don't even have arms.
As we move on, we see movie regular and series fan favourite, Frank. And thankfully, he's less...
What?
and more this.
You don't like it? You can kiss my furry little butt.
Funnily enough, while it never shows in the movie what Frank looks like underneath his disguise, in the show they did decide to answer that. No, but you guys wouldn't want to see that. I mean, it's all gross and horrifying. It's really one of the best animated parts of the entire show, though. What's that? You do want to see it? Oh, well, I don't know if I could. I mean, it's not suitable for younger viewers. I mean, do you really want to traumatize a bunch of kids? Really? Okay, I'll show it.
There. Pretty gruesome, huh?
Fool you! Shellfish arrive from outer space. Little far-fetched, don't you think? Jumbo Martians with cocktail sauce.
I get why they're treading old ground from the first movie, but why tread it in such an obvious way? If Kay's testing Jay, why not have him try to pick out the right story to follow from the hot sheets? That way, you've got an extra scene of comedy, and we continue to see little glimpses into the inner workings of the MIB and aliens in general. The pair head to the beach and into the sewer tunnels, as Kay drops one of the many bits of "this was actually aliens."
And we are wading in filth. Why?
Remember the shellfish overpopulation a few years back?
Gummed up half the city's waterline.
They weren't shellfish. They were aliens.
You know, if that was said by anyone but Agent K, I don't think I'd believe them. Especially if it was this guy.
Oh no, they're back? I hope they don't plan to experiment on me this time. I was a mess the last time. See, they replaced your skin with this synthetic skin that stretches real tight on your head in the summer.
So, what was it we human beings didn't have a handle on?
Scrawlbeans, from the planet Skrull. They thrive in moist, humid climates.
Such as this fragrant palace.
They also multiply like gangbusters.
Well, there might be a good reason for that. Especially when you see what they look like. I mean what they actually look like, because that form is just half exoskeleton and half armor. But first...
Release the safety catch, Tex.
You boner.
To save Kate, Jay fires off a round from the noisy cricket, which goes about as expected.
Noisy cricket! Shelled you like a peanut.
Yep, that's what they look like inside the suit. And you know what's weird? They look really familiar to me. Like something I've seen 1,000 times. What the hell could it be? It's the colour, the shape. It's something that... They look like...
Vagina!
Well, okay, more like the one from the movie Teeth, but still, it's like a Rule 63 of Geiger's artwork. No longer phallic and way more yawnic in nature. However, Jay's use of the noisy cricket has caused quite the problem.
One you'll never make again.
What? You're gonna fire me for saving your...
You're marked, Jay.
MIB dry cleaning will handle it.
You don't understand. Permanently marked. This is the last suit you'll ever wear marked. You're a dead man marked.
Kay, did you not think that telling him that sort of information might have been quite useful? I think Jay just keeps ending up like Burt Gummer.
I feel I was denied critical, need-to-know information.
Also, for shame, Men in Black the Animated Series. You reused footage during that last scene, as Jay's hand pulled away from his chest twice. Of course, it's not quite as bad as Archie's Weird Mysteries. But I am watching you, show, very carefully. Moving on, Jay and Kay head back to the MIB headquarters.
Scrawlbeans possess a hive mentality. They're psychically linked. They saw what you did. They know what you look like. They know where you live.
Well, sure, they know what city he's in, but I mean, that's over 1,000 kilometers squared worth of space. It's going to be kind of difficult to pin him down further from that. Inside the HQ, we meet with this series' version of Zed.
Jay, heard the news, kid. Sorry about the Scrawlian thing, but if anybody can get you through this, it's Kay.
He actually looks pretty good for someone who works one of the most stressful jobs on the planet.
You may think I look great, but I'm 28!
We also get to meet this series' version of Elle, who looks rather different from her film's counterpart. Let's just hope she doesn't end up the same way, of cast out of the movie by the time the second film rolls around. Jay continues to lament everyone thinking he's going to be killed, as we see an alien whose design will later be reused in another episode.
We're gonna have to have a look in your trunk, sir.
And Brainerd, dumb as a board, with enough telekinetic power to make an A-bomb look like a cap gun.
But of course, the real reason I bring this up...
Seems like sort of a exoskeleton.
Oh, so many jokes. So many dirty, dirty jokes.
So many possibilities. It's beautiful.
Seriously, there has got to be a list with these guys on it. I mean, seriously, you've got the intentional phallic designs of H.R. Geiger in the Aliens movies. You've got the accidental hairstyle of Yue from Avatar.
We arrived.
And then you've got the how the hell did no one notice this design of the MIB series. The alien attacks Jay as other agents rush at his side, but are quickly swatted away. Which is probably the real reason why you never see any other agents doing anything, and it's always just J and K, and that everyone else just really sucks. Well, either that or they go rogue and try to gain immortality by harvesting alien body parts.
Oh, that's right, you wouldn't know. I've done some personal remodeling since we parted company. These days, I'm fully loaded.
Yeah, this series goes to some weird and fun places. Oh, good God, how did nobody see this? You know, when they talk about being frigid, I don't think that's what they mean. Oh, come on, it's a freaking vagina monster. Of course, the cold atmosphere is heated up when Elle comes back on screen.
Aye, sir. Good thinking.
You know about these.
I read the hot sheets, so keep me in mind, huh?
We'll do lunch.
Though, of course, the show never does use her as a love interest, since she's way out of Jay's league and Kay's married to his job. And of course, that doesn't stop Jay from thinking about her that way.
Kick off your shoes, I'll give you a foot massage. Not on my time.
Huh?
We're trying to solve a case. But, Buzzard's been spotted here. We did Buzzard already. If you can't keep up, get lost.
It's a pretty good episode. Entirely focused on Elle as well. Jay briefly visits Elle and gets the same gun that Kay used earlier, as well as this thing.
Heads up, everyone! Jay is in the house!
I don't know what that is, but I want it. The pair are called in on a mission to help an Archillian, one of the little aliens in robot bodies, at a seafood restaurant.
It's a trap!
No, despite sounding exactly like it should be a trap, it's actually just a standard mission. Though it does make me wonder why someone in a robot suit that he has to control would make it look as though he was choking, whilst he himself is choking. Because that's just weird.
Alien projectile vomit twice in one day?
Trust me, Jay, you'll be seeing a lot of that.
You know, it's actually kind of...
The pair leave, with Jay going to the same place that he was recruited to the MIB.
You know, this is the spot where I decided to join the MIB.
Yes, thank you, Jay. I just said that.
Those things will kill you.
Yeah, I'm thinking I should really be censoring all of this. Though I do wonder how all of them knew exactly where Jay was going to be and how long they were waiting there. Did they accidentally end up with parts of themselves being sold off and eaten whilst they were pretending to be hot dogs? The pair flee and continue to be attacked, making Kay lose control of the car as Jay pushes the big red button.
You pushed a button, Slick.
That seems a little weird, because Kay's shown to be an excellent driver throughout the rest of the series. I mean, hell, in one episode, this happens.
Difference between that LTD and this one? Mine stops on a dime.
The mothership for the aliens appears and prepares to take Jay in.
Well?
Twins came up with something.
What was that?
The worst thing you can do to a Scrollian.
Worse than blowing them up?
Much worse.
Ah, dude, that was gross. What do we do? Let's take him instead. Hey, do we have the finale for Breaking Bad recorded? You mean where Walter... Shut up! I haven't seen it yet! Oh, you really should. You two shut up. We've got things to settle here.
Yep, they're really upset. Probably won't even wait to get me back to their planet before putting the soup on.
Wait, what do you mean you?
You're off the hook, sport. Their beef is with me now.
It was the last mistake they ever made.
Don't. We'll go together.
Both of us get whacked? Explain that to Zed.
But what will I tell Zed?
Tell him to give you a grievance day. Then take the LTD for a spin.
Okay, calling it. Either that's not the real K or this is a dream sequence, because like hell would he actually let him drive the LTD. Although amazingly, both those things do happen during this series. There's a fake K. And a dream where Jay is actually driving the LTD.
Shouldn't you be driving?
He always drives.
Welcome to Jay's dream.
As the aliens take off, Kay reappears on the ground and reveals that that wasn't the real Kay.
That was me. A remarkable simulation, actually. Let's just say a friend owed me a favor.
But the switch, when?
I'm guessing somewhere between the attack of the killer hot dog and the car chase. Because then that would explain Kay crashing the car and giving Jay the keys.
What's important right now is that with a little wax, the twins will get the LTD looking like new. Which means, Scooter, I can't let you drive it.
Things are back to normal once again. So, my thoughts? Well, hell, what do I say about the show? It's a great series, and one that I remember fondly watching as a child, and still enjoy watching now, over a decade later. There isn't anything that stands out to me as bad. Sure, there's some repeated animation, but that can be allowed to slide given the detail put into everything else. The art style is memorable, and the voices match perfectly, since they don't try to imitate the voices of the original actors, but give them a separate identity of their own. This episode is a great starting point, though it really doesn't matter which you start with, as there's only a few episodes linked into the overarching plot, while most are fairly self-contained, except for a few recurring villains. If you haven't seen the series, I highly recommend checking it out. And if you've seen it already, then you should probably go watch it again. But for now, I've been Tyas, this has been Of the Season, and I'm going to go watch the episode of Men in Black, where Kay is psychically linked to an alien that feels everything that he feels.
Not bad. Tastes like Alfredo's pizza.
Give me some of that. This tastes so not like Alfredo's.
God, I love this show.